I received a truly beautiful reflection today of how this whole game works. That you choose with your self-concept, with your thoughts, according to the level of your awareness, what appears in your reality. And if you can open the lens, which is to be aware, open, relaxed, you can see the beauty of it all. From the realization that you are not this person you think you are, that you're playing, you're experiencing this person, and that every single other person is doing the same. It's what we are. It's all the same thing. Pure awareness, playing. Playing hard, playing soft, playing beautiful, playing misery, playing self-pity, all of it. And you get to choose which version you want to play in. And it's a very important question of what you really want. But this reflection I got today is so apparently tiny and insignificant, yet so beautiful. I heard some words yesterday reminding me that having taken pity on anybody, regardless of their circumstances, is of no service to anyone, including taking pity on yourself, primarily taking pity on yourself. Because it's a denial of what you truly are, which is pure bliss. Play, ease, and peace. And when you can see God in everybody else, there's no space for pity. Why would you feel pity for them? They are an aspect of God incarnate. Truly. Really. So this reminder came into my mind as I was walking along the street. And ahead of me I saw an old lady I've seen a few times in the village, with a walking stick, who I assume lives in a story of self-pity. And maybe she does. I don't know. And I'm walking towards her and I'm just bathing in this knowing, this little breadcrumb from the universe. Why would I feel sorry for this woman? And so, let's say I withdrew my projection of pity, someone to be pitied, onto this woman. And as she walked past, she flashed me the most glorious, open smile of a child, just no one to pity there, just pure joy and freedom. I was able to see it because I stopped insisting on believing something else. And this all comes from inside me. Clearly I am not in this moment in the vibration of self-pity. And letting that go, what's truly there can flourish. I don't even know if she knows it. Maybe she sensed my vibration, responded to it, passed on, went back to feeling in self-pity. I don't know. But that's not who she is. Who she is that wonderful smile. What a gift. And everyone is this. Dressed up in infinite ways, infinite shapes and forms. But the true eternal essence of what every one of us is, what you are, what I am, is the same. And this is not something to reconstitute in the mind or take as any kind of guidance. It has to be felt. We live, most of us tend to live in a constant state of fear that if we open our lens to let in the world, it's bound to end badly. But actually, what happens is you receive the reflection. So why not just receive that reflection all the time? So I'm so grateful to this woman and to myself, my true self, for constantly being there, eternal, undying, unborn. Just no agenda, just happiness without grasping at it. So you will see in the world proof of what you believe. Period. That's the law. It's only the ego which argues against it. But it's testable. It's true. Another recontextualization which recently has been I'm playing with and understanding more and more is that when you feel fear, if you're really aware, ask yourself, what kind of fear is it? If it's dense fear, just the old programs, then okay. But there's a kind of fear where you imagine what you really want and you believe, you know that it can be true. It's absolutely in your power to realize it. It's kind of your duty without making it a job. And it comes as with a feeling of discomfort. But in knowing that this excites me. So this recontextualization was fear is often basically excitement. It's your excitement. But, oh, I feel fear, this is dangerous. I need to do something to get away from it. This is expansion. And it's beautiful, it's part of it. It's the old saying, feel the fear but do it anyway. If something really lights you up, this is God speaking. Follow it. Face the fear. Doesn't mean overcome it, just acknowledge it's there. Allow yourself to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's great to feel uncomfortable. Do it at the pace, the level that is suitable for you, but step into your fears. Because there's something in it for you. I've often thought of it like, what's kept me stuck is, I have this fear now, it will get worse, or this is, if I let this in, then I'll be out of control. But again, being out of control, you can see it as chaos, or you can see it as, I'm not in charge of all of this. It's not my job. I don't have this responsibility to deal with all of this, to deal with what other people will think. Leave that to God. You just take the next step. And here, the knowing of waking up, which is both a kind of moment in time, or it feels like that, but it's also an ongoing deepening process. But if you give yourself the gift to not be responsible for everything, then there's release, there's space. There's the possibility to discover that actually this fear or anxiety I feel, screw it. I'm going to empower myself. I'm going to claim my power. Claiming your power is terrifying to the ego, because it is not the power. So it will bring discomfort. But if you can be in the knowing, or in the relaxation of it's okay for this fear to be here, because what it actually is upgrading. It's more space. You're in a world you don't know how to navigate comfortably. But it grounds. As you state to yourself, you state your terms to reality, this is where I'm going to play now. It's a bit like the shakiness, the anxiety, is kind of the growing pains of your soul. And it takes a little bit of time. In my case yesterday, I changed my agreement with the universe. And I felt fear. But also, I saw that it was also my excitement. And this was a very reasonable price to pay for the conviction that I'm more than I thought I was. I'm everything. And in this human experience, patiently, with ease, gentleness, I'm allowing more and more. Here you could say that that has been my enlightenment. Though you can never stay fixed to one thing. There's a definition of how I got there. I didn't get anywhere. In fact, I'm learning to stand, metaphorically, still, right here. And see what happens. So, find the courage, not as a job, but if you truly want to wake up, or much more simply, just be at ease, be happy. Have the courage, find the courage. You have it, you're everything. To claim, state, recognize what you truly want without guilt, without fear. And then watch as all the fear comes out and leaves. It has to. It doesn't exist in the frequency you're moving into. But it does take courage. Sounds strange. You'll think, I want this. But waking up requires a kind of total all-in surrender. It's not a doing. It's not something you have to force. It's just a willingness to own what you want, and surrender to whatever that brings up. But it's always for you. To shake you out of your comfort zone. Because your comfort zone has become a prison. An argument with reality. But it's really important, it has been really important here to just, in finally owning what I want. Coming up against all the limitation of the mind, the ego that seeks comfort in what it knows. Do I really want this? And so waking up also has a lot to do with whether you're done with the consolations of safety. In this case, it just became so stuffy and claustrophobic, lacking vitality and joy. But it has its little compensations. So if you can be really honest with yourself about what you want, it takes courage. There's a kind of assumption, there was an assumption here, that it ought to all be so smooth. But it's a bit scary to recognize what you want, recognize your power. It's been said that what we're really scared of is our power. And this is becoming more and more obvious to me. Because you have to let go of the idea of yourself. It's okay if you don't really want to wake up. Because to wake up, it's a different dimension. To see the world how it truly is, rather than the way it appears based on your assumptions, limiting beliefs. It's not something you can tinker at the edges with. It's a wholesale shift of your perspective, your knowing. And it's not for everyone. So there are kind of three ways you can look at it. You can choose what you want, truly, full commitment, unconditionally. You state that to reality. You don't need to state it to people, you state it to the universe, you state it to reality. If you truly want it, then reality has to shift. Then there's if you don't want it, that's fine. There's nobody making any demands on you to wake up or not. It's not a job. Give yourself the gift for it to be okay. Let go of the job. It'll be much easier. And paradoxically, you might actually just wake up. The more painful way is to say you want it, but you don't really want it. There are enough consolations in your life to keep you in the human mode of operation. So if you say you want it and you don't want it, there's a dissonance. There cannot be harmony. because you're at war with yourself. You have a false idea of yourself. But you think you're something else. So choose what you want. And be willing to find out the level of your own conviction. Only you can claim your conviction. Be prepared to find out that I can't is I won't. Because maybe there's a fourth mode, which was the case here. I believe I want something. But I'm believing the thought that I can't, giving away my power. And so it's also a process, apparently. Back and forth of being decisive, empowered, and then shrinking from it. But the moment you or I or anyone truly, 100% decides, screw the consequences, I'm done, then you can start to be whatever you want to be. Let go of the fear of how things are going to work out. Trust that you are the power. You are designing your reality. You can choose to be a conscious creator. And I wish that for you. Because like I said with this woman I saw early this morning, you are it all. Right here, right now. No past to regret, no future to worry about. It's all a story. But regardless of what story, what life, reality you're playing in, the example with this woman this morning is just a beautiful, exquisite reminder from pure awareness